Let's sell everything I have here from an old project. There we go. Oops, not inventory. I'm going to go back to the paperwork. We don't want to mark the job as incompleted. Alright, let's start replacing these parts here. We're going to go with the battery. Alright, the oil filter. If you have parts in the red, the vehicle, they're no good. The vehicle's not going to run for the most part. You might have one or two that run for you. But for the most part, you're not going to get them to run. You notice no parts are highlighting. This is the Pro setting. This is, so you got to know. Alright, we got the battery out. We're going to discover and check the brakes in a minute. But let's go ahead and charge that battery up. Go ahead and that'll charge up while we get some parts here. I'm going to go ahead and always list the parts by name and category, which is engine. And we're going to need an oil filter and a round carb. Okay. Engine. Alright, this should make the vehicle run. The battery should be charged by now, so that's good. Let's go ahead and add these parts back on. And I want to show you something. The air filter is not rebuildable. You're replacing that. And the battery doesn't cost you nothing to charge it. And but it costs you money to repair parts. So I will show you all these parts I just replaced have to be at 100%. There's no in between because they're not repairable. Let me show you. Okay, you see at the very bottom of the paperwork chart it says repair with minimal parts condition 34%. What that means is that you can repair the part or replace it with something 34% or above, and that's acceptable to the customer to complete the order to sell. And that makes a difference because you spend money repairing parts and buying parts. So if you only spend what you need, then you get back, then you make more money because you can. Mistakes cost on this game. In other words, you could put on the wrong part, well, you can't really get it back. You could take the part back off the car and sell it, but you're only going to get half what you paid for it. So your mistakes are going to cost you money. And that's how it is in real life too when it comes to working on cars. So it doesn't hurt to double check and recheck. It doesn't hurt that at all. Alright, now we know that the car may start. We're going to go ahead and check the oil in it. As a mechanic, you kind of look like a chump. You overlook something that obvious and easy. But we're checking it. See, it's full. So this thing should start now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a compression test because there's some rattling. And that could be a number of things. From a complete engine rebuild to a bad block to a bad piston rings to even a bad valve train, and all three of those things change how you repair the vehicle. Okay, look, we got everything's good as far as the pinging and knocking and whatnot coming from the engine. It's not everything's good. I'm sorry, I meant the piston rings. Engine block's getting a little low, but we're not below 34%, so we're all good there. So there's some noises coming from the engine bay that we still have yet to discover, but that's okay. Now that the vehicle runs, we're gonna give it some more tests, put it through its paces. What did I push there? Whoops. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and move the car. We might as well give it a test path. Oh, I take that back. The engine will still not start. We've done every test in the compression test. Engine won't start. Let's see what we got here. We got a bad header, or exhaust manifold, I should say. I see. Okay, let's look back at the paperwork. Okay, we still haven't discovered any of that stuff yet. The fuel filter, and I overlooked that. So, that's my problem. That was my problem. We'll start with a bad fuel filter. So, put a fuel filter on it. Now the car will start. Oh, that's right. We have a bad exhaust manifold as well. Let's go ahead and get that done. Oh, that would be under engine. Under exhaust manifold. And this is overhead valve V8. So it should, there it is there. Alright, let's go ahead and you only want to replace and repair what you have to. And those exhaust manifolds, well, let's see, maybe I could have repaired it. Nope, I didn't think I could have. It was going to have to be new anyway. Alright. Still can't start the engine. We have to do some visual inspections. This will help shortcut a lot of things. Let's see. Certain things you can't inspect unless you take it off the vehicle. Certain things you can get away with it inspecting while it's on the vehicle. And this saves you a lot of time. Some things you have to take off the vehicle, you can't help it. Might have to start taking parts off. Looks like it. This car has turned into quite the adventure. Alright, no more red parts. I've pretty much looked at everything I can see without taking parts off the car. So, let's see. The engine still won't start. Man, that could be a number of things. And there's some rattling and noise. Let's see here. Yeah. Could be that timing chain. That cover doesn't look too good. We look at it like this. See, these parts are on its way out. Same with the distributor. And these have to be removed to be checked. I've checked everything I could. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and get rid of everything we've replaced here. Just clear the inventory. Because we know we needed those. Let's go ahead and get down. I want to get down to the timing chain. There's rattles under the hood. Could be a lot of things, but this is a good place to start. Check it out. It's still okay. Alright, the chain's not bad. We'll go ahead and let's check that cam gear while we're in here. Let's see if I can do it. Should let me do it. Yes. And that cam gear is as good as the block. So we're good there. Let's go ahead and go ahead and check the distributor while we're here. This could very well be the culprit for sure. And this car's in pretty rough shape. It's hard to tell. There we go. Alright. Let's see what the list shows us. Okay. Yep, that was some of the bad parts. Okay. I bet that other exhaust manifold's bad as well. And let's go ahead and check the radiator. I bet that might be one too. Let's see. Nope, radiator wasn't part of it, but that's okay. Alright. Let's see. Yep. Let's go ahead and see that the intake doesn't look that bad, but you know, the other one was bad. That doesn't mean this one was. Let's see what we got here if it added to it. We can always check it with the inventory. 37%, it's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back on. See, watch the color code. It'll be orange. I mean, it's almost on its way out. See? But lots of things can't make this start. This has become an interesting one. It really has. Alright, let's see. See, we checked. Oh, we haven't checked spark plugs, have we? Of course, it did say rattle. And I did put in paperwork here. Well, there's 3 parts. It wouldn't hurt nothing to check the... Only takes a second. These look like they're in good shape. I don't think these are it at all. I'll tell you now. No. These are all good. I'm going to go ahead and put them back in. I don't think spark plugs is an issue. Alright, let's see what else we got. Rattling under the hood. Alright, I think we got some valve issues. Let's see. Let's see. Let's check these guys out. We're going to check the push rods too. They got to be removed to check the push rods. Well, before we remove them, we'll check the rocker arms to see if those 3 parts we're missing are the rocker arms. And they are not. Okay, we got... Alright, let's go ahead and... check these 3 spark plugs while we're here. And they are all good. Which is okay. You want to keep your labor down. You don't want to do any unnecessary work. But let's go see before I go assembling that. Let's check these rocker arms first too. Let's check these. And then I'm gonna go to the push rods, which require disassembly. We haven't marked all our parts on why it hasn't stopped, or the rattling. Because these parts won't allow it to start either if they're bad. See, we got one there. There's one. Okay, there's 2. See, I just got 2 marked red, and see, watch. See there? Now there's only 2 parts undiscovered, and I bet it's the push rods under the rocker arms. But to be efficient, we're going to start with the bad ones, because we got to take them off anyway, so. And this one doesn't look too bad. We're going to pull it out anyway. Let's see. Yep, it's this one now too. And let's go ahead and pull that one. Okay, that's the last 2 on this side. So what we do is we check and see if we've made any progress. Yep, 2 rocker arms, see that? So there's 2 parts undiscovered. That means it could be any, I bet it's one of the rocker arms, but the only way we know is to take them off. So, therefore, we just take them off and then see. They do look like they're, I wonder if you can inspect them once the rocker's off. Nope, you do have to remove them. So, we'll go ahead and remove this whole side here and see if that got our other 2 parts. There's definitely lots of little clues in the game. It's about details, so when you get a description about a customer's car, those little details do make a difference. Okay, let's look and see how many bad rockers. Only 2. These rockers weren't bad. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and check the status. We have 1 undiscovered. 1 undiscovered, and it might be a valve push rod on the other side. But we're going to go ahead and do some reassembly here, because there's no use in leaving it torn to pieces. Well, actually, you know what? We're going to remove this because we haven't found the part yet. And I'd hate to put all this back on to find out I need to take it off. I probably don't, but this is best practice. We have 1 more to find. See, there's no bad ones over here, so I'm just going to start and we're just going to take them off. And then if we find it, we will do what we can to repair what we need. And we still haven't even got it running yet. We still got some lists of stuff to do. This is a good customer's car here. This is a good one. I like it. Some of them are pretty easy, to be honest with you. Very straightforward, which is good. Gets you familiar. I like hunting down problems in this game. It's pretty good. I like it. And the theories are quite accurate. You're not too bogged down with details to where it's not entertaining, but it's complex enough to entertain you. Let's check the list, see if we discovered it. We sure did not. Huh. Isn't that something? All right, well, you know what? See, here's another thing too. You see, you gotta take the head off. You gotta take the head off to inspect it. There's no shortcut about it. So, and there's rattling coming from the engine bay, and we've got some bad valve train parts and bad exhaust. I can't help but think it's a very good possibility that we've got a bad head here. So we're gonna take this thing down and see. It's a lot of work. You pay quite a bit of money for this, but this is why. But you'll make a lot of money as the mechanic doing this too, because of the amount of work it is. You see how I left the vehicle apart? I didn't start putting it back together before I found the problem, because I didn't want to have to do this again. So, you know, you might be doing a lot more stuff, but you're not, you know, redoing it as much as you can. Anyway. Alright. Now, we're going to take this head off. See, now it's been inspected. Just to see. Nope. Not the head. Look at that. It's not the head. It's not any of the heads. You know what I'm going to check now? I mean, we've got this thing down. Let's see here. Yeah. I mean, we've torn this down pretty good. Now, that rattling under the engine bay could be suspension. Really could. But remember, won't start. It won't start. So, there's one more thing I want to check, and then that rattling may not keep it from starting, but I want to check the main bearings on the crankshaft. So that's what we're going to do. I've got everything apart so much. The rings are good, pistons are good, but let's check those main bearings. We're right here, so you know it's not going to be that big of a deal. Whoops. Yeah, see, we got main bearings up in here. Let's see what we got. See, caps too. They're worn for sure. And just because it's not red doesn't mean that it doesn't need. There it is. There's the part right there. That's what it is. Main bearing. Alright. See, just double check. See, we've discovered all the parts now. So when we put this back together, it's going to run. And then we'll continue working on everything here. But all right, there it is. Okay, we got them all marked. Oops. Let's check the paperwork. We're going to try and repair some of these parts. Okay, it's got to be above 34%. All right, 21. There it is. There it is, and the rest we have to buy. But those parts are above 34%. I only spent a couple bucks, and that's how that works. Now let's go into inventory. Make sure everything's listed by name. We're gonna go. We're doing engine anyway, so nothing should change too much. But we'll leave it under all then. And now we're gonna replace what we couldn't fix. Oops, I do have a list. I'm going to clear my list. See, I have a couple things. I don't want to rebuy it. Alright, so now let's just find what is below 34%. We got a distributor cap, a couple rocker arms, push rod, water pump. Alright, there we go. Now let's go to the list. So we're going to start at the top. There's my list. Distributor cap. Which is under ignition. Two rocker arms. One valve push rod. And then the water pump for overhead valve. V8. There it is. Okay, now we're ready to repair the car.